Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Now, Christmas Eve must be a great day, a great time to do a winter designer list. And that's what I'm going to do today. Winter 2020 designer fragrances. The objective is to give you 10 options, great options of fragrances that are suitable for very cold weather or cold weather. And what I've done this year is I've made sure most of the fragrances I picked are of either very high quality designer or equal to a niche quality designer. They're really high quality fragrances. Some have appeared before in my previous year's list, but I've tried to keep it fresh and new. So let's start. See, the thing is, winter is a great opportunity to wear very complex, very thick, very multi-layered fragrances, right? And one of the things that adds beautiful complexity and depth to a fragrance, winter fragrance, is woods, cedar, sandalwood, oud, and all the woody notes you can think of. So the first one I'm featuring is a very classy, almost timeless woody masterpiece. It's a Chanel and it is Egoiste. Now this one, I've done a full review. In fact, everything in this list is, I've done a review of every fragrance in this list apart from one, which I'll let you know. Egoiste, 1990. It's one of the most highly acclaimed sandalwood fragrances. And you know what? This is the kind of sandalwood which keeps sandalwood interesting. Yeah. Otherwise, sandalwood, you might as well wear sandalwood oil. And this one here has a very beautiful masculine note of tobacco, and along with that tobacco in the middle there is a nice cinnamon and rose. It's a very beautiful fragrance, elegant and timeless. I don't think this fragrance will ever become obsolete. It can smell a little bit grown up, and it is a grown up fragrance. It's very polished, so if you wear a nice shirt with a nice tweed jacket, or even a nice jumper with a decent shirt, this thing will not let you down, especially daytime. Fantastic. It's got sort of medium to low projection, but this is what a classy fragrance should do for you. Excellent, very stylish, slightly reserved, and very classy. Really classy fragrance. So that's the first one on the list. Done a full review. You can check it out. Egoiste, Chanel. Now, next one on the list is recently discontinued. It's one of the most brilliantly made tobacco fragrances, right? And it's so unique in its characteristic that it really got me. And it is Aramis Tobacco Reserve. Now, Aramis Tobacco Reserve is basically centered around a beautiful tobacco note. And that tobacco note is so good, almost as good as Tobacco Vanille's tobacco note, Tom Ford, private blend. And this tobacco note is amazing, and along with that there is spiciness to it, nutmeg, fresh spiciness. There's also, I believe, thyme in here, and you smell that. But what is magical about this fragrance is a fantastic note of tonka and orris root. So there's a little powderiness to it, but it's creamy, powdery tobacco. Very unique combination. Most tobacco fragrances are paired with honey or with vanilla. Here it's been paired with a beautiful orris root and tonka. Very nice. This is again one of those fragrances that you need to be a little bit dressed up. It smells outstanding, and unfortunately recently discontinued, so still available in good numbers. You'll have to spend a little bit of cash on this, but still available, and it's got stellar performance, amazing performance. Next on my list is a masculine, proper woody masculine, and this time it's an oud. It's a Rasasi. I've done a full review. It's called Faqat Lil Rijal. Now, Faqat Lil Rijal means only for men in Arabic. And this one is a proper oud. And I'm surprised that it costs so little money, because it gives you the experience of a genuine oud fragrance. A proper oud, the full gamut of notes. It's also a little bit skanky, so if you don't like skanky oud, don't try this one. There's a little bit of skank here, but the structure of the fragrance is a chypre. So in the middle there's a floral heart, right? And those two florals are geranium, which is most prominent, and then rose. But the magic is oud. It's through and through oud. So top oud, middle oud, base oud. It's all about oud and patchouli. Really strong, earthy, slightly medicinal patchouli. Really, really well made. This is one of those fragrances which doesn't cost you a lot of money. But when you wear this, you think to yourself, this should actually cost a lot more than what I've paid for. Honestly, if you like ouds, try this. Faqat Rijal. Next on my list is a Dior, and it's a recent release of Dior, and by God, it's amazing. It's a blue scent. I don't like blue scents, but this one is outstanding. It's just amazing. Dior Sauvage Perform. Now this one is an ambroxan based fragrance, so you smell ambroxan. You smell ambroxan, but it's so clever and so beautifully done because it's got a note of olibanum and Sri Lankan sandalwood, and those two notes create this dimension, this aura of a fragrance which is just super attractive and very amicable, really likable, very attractive and stylish and modern. Just amazing. Done a full review. This is one of the most outstandingly made, beautiful, modern designer fragrances that I can't get enough of. And you must have heard this from me again and again. I praise this fragrance a lot. In spite of the fact that I do not like blue fragrances, this one is just amazing. It smells amazing. Next on my list is a Bentley, and basically it's a niche quality fragrance. It's Bentley Absolute. It's an incense-based fragrance. This fragrance it actually tries to do Gucci Parfum. It's a buttery, incensey, medicinal, warm fragrance. The warmth is amber, but the medicinal vibe I think is olibanum and papyrus, and it's just, this is a cozy fragrance. This is an indoor fragrance, wintertime, nighttime, something like this. When you're with your family, you're having a chat, you sat around the fireplace. This is so beautiful. And Gucci Parfum was exactly that, right? So, and the perfumer is the same. If you're interested, I've done a full review. Bentley Absolute is a stunning fragrance, very contemplative, very warm. You want to go inside yourself, or you want to be, comfortable. That's when you wear this fragrance. So next on my list is again something modern, very, very interesting, and ginormous performance. It's a Prada. And again, I've praised this fragrance before. It is Prada Homme Absolute. This one is centered around having a very radiant, bright and powdery fragrance. So Prada is known for making soapy fragrances. This one also has a soapy backbone, but around that backbone is a powdery, leathery touch. I just can't get enough of it. It's very stylish, yeah. It's very confident, and it projects and projects and projects. It's terrific when it comes to projection. And it'll get you a compliment because you'll get noticed. The main thing is in winter, very many fragrances struggle to even project more than an arm's length. This one will reach anybody in your circle, at least 4 or 5 feet away. And if you go 2 sprays each side, I think you'll have trouble breathing, but you'll reach a lot of people. So this is great for night outs. At the moment, it's not possible because of COVID, but you're going out and you want to really announce yourself. That is where you wear this, Prada Homme Intense. One of my absolute favorites. I really recommend this fragrance highly, all the time, to all people, especially young ones. Next one is a Prada as well, but this one is a mature, classy, absolute, out and out niche quality fragrance. Done a full review as well. And this one is Prada Amber Intense. This one is a proper soapy fragrance, but nobody could have thought of making a fragrance which is soapy, resinous, rich, and yet warm. The contrast in this fragrance is just off the charts. So this uses myrrh. And myrrh, as you know, if you don't know, you should smell myrrh. Myrrh is very contemplative and meditative. And then there's patchouli. Patchouli brings in that soapy spiciness. And this is also very resinous because of amber. And oh my God. This fragrance is basically niche quality, out and out. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 when I reviewed it. If I review it now, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. There are very few fragrances that can do what this does at rock bottom prices. You don't have to pay a lot of money to get hold of this. Outstanding. Amber Intense. Slightly mature, slightly sort of it's reserved kind of fragrance. It's for people with a lot of gravity and personality. Next one is the same. It's for people with a lot of gravity, personality, success, good conversation skills, but reserved. This one is a Dior, and it is the vintage Sauvage Perform. The 2017 version is a little less mature, but equally good, if not better. I actually really like it, but since I already have a 2012 version, and I've worn it a lot. This is a 200 ml bottle, so I've worn it a lot over the years. So I didn't bother getting a 2017. I might. So this one is a barbershop fragrance, and that barbershop element has been complemented with a beautiful contemplative myrrh. Vetiver, lavender and myrrh. What a combination. So this is a warm, resinous barbershop fragrance. If you're a fan of barbershop fragrance, you absolutely need this. And you know what? It smells much better during the daytime, but it smells equally good during nighttime. But I really enjoy wearing this on a cold day, wearing a smart shirt, going to the office when I was, and this is brilliant. Even if you're stuck at home because of COVID, I think this has got that quality. It's creamy, slightly oily, but yet it has that structure of a zingy top of a barbershop fragrance, which is what I really enjoy in this fragrance. Amazing. 8 done, 2 to come. These two are blockbusters. This one, next one is a Guerlain. It was released this year, and it is Dior Extreme. Now the Dior line is just amazing, all of them. I haven't tried all of them, but I've got 4 of them, and I like each one of them. Okay, so Dior Extreme, done a full review recently. Dior is around almonds, and what Thierry Vasser has done in this one is he's created a magical note, conceptual note of tobacco, and that tobacco is really, really beautiful. Along with that, he's put in a note of cedar, which smells exactly like freshly cut logs of wood, and those two create a magical symphony along with the bitter almond note. Dior Extreme, I'm telling you, it's probably the best release of 2020 so far, based on what I've smelled, including niche fragrances that I've smelled this year. This fragrance is terrific. It's not extreme, so it's a little bit more reserved, like Bentley Absolute, more reserved, more constrained. But once you start liking this fragrance, there will come a stage where you want to wear it almost every day, especially daytime. It's got that dry, woody aspect, which is brilliant for daytime. Yeah. So, last on the list is again a niche quality fragrance from a house which is getting more and more airtime with me. I'm really enjoying this house, and it is Cartier Declaration Parfum. I've reviewed the EDT. I'm yet to review this one, and this is the only fragrance in this list which has not been reviewed yet. So Declaration Parfum is a very clever fragrance. They've taken the original DNA, which was basically cumin, bitter orange, woody notes in the bottom, and spices in the middle. And they've toned down the cumin because that gave the body odor fragrance smell, and they've replaced it with a fantastic cardamom. And that cardamom is so dominant that it takes that bitter orange and cardamom together. Is so much fun. It's just amazing. And in the base, they've got this ambroxan-like smell, which is very similar to what they've used in Dior Sauvage Perform. And I really enjoy this fragrance. I've not tested it enough, but I'm really enjoying this. And so beautifully made. It smells so posh and expensive. It's just amazing. So, this was the last fragrance on the list. It's also very delicious. It's quite sweet. I didn't expect it to be so resinous and delicious. So you can imagine, if you're going out, if you're going for a date, this fragrance could be an absolute, deal sealer kind of. It's very delicious, very sexy kind of a fragrance. So that's the list. Hope you enjoy the winter designer list, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. You will hear from me tomorrow again because tomorrow is my birthday. And till then, have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.